Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's part three of my series Declutter. So I'm going to be going through these drawers. These are the drawers where I have a lot of like eyeshadow palettes and more eyeshadow palettes. So I'm just going to go through these and get rid of what I don't really use. So we're going to start off with these. These are all my ColourPop palettes right here. So I have the Nude Mood, the Star Wars, and then their colorful palette. I actually really love their palettes, so I'm going to keep these because these are my favorite palettes, colorful palettes. Although I do have their big palette. Then I have this Laura Lee Boss Babe palette. I really love these colors, so I'm going to keep this. This is Anastasia. This is my collab, so I'm going to keep that, of course. This is a very neon palette, so I'm keeping this. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to get rid of stuff here. This is a Salvaje from ColourPop. I'm going to get rid of this one, though. And then this is another collab. This is Pure Cosmetics and Robbie Christie with their double-sided palette. Haven't gotten much use of this side, but I do really love this side, obviously. So I'm keeping this. These are my EpiPens. Shouldn't be there. And then I have my Milani Ungilded Most Loved Matte. I actually really like this palette. I love how it's just completely matte. So I'm keeping this. This is my Colored Rain palette. This is Vivid Pigment. But I think I'm just going to toss this. Or maybe give it to someone who wants it. I just don't ever go for this palette. And then I have my ColourPop Whatever palette. I actually really love this palette, especially for like Valentine's Day, which is coming up, so I should be using this. And then this is my most recent palette. This is the EXO Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. Just making sure it doesn't have a name. Basic, everyday stuff. Just trash. Then I also have the Through My Eyes, which is Eyeless Sarai. I never really got much use out of it, but it is her collab, so I'm keeping it. This is supposed to be in the bathroom. I'm getting rid of that. This is, honestly, never use this. Getting rid of it. These are melt stacks. I stopped using these a long time ago, so I'm just getting rid of these. Give it to my sister-in-law. This is the Morphe and James Charles big eyeshadow palette. Gonna get rid of it. See if anybody wants it, but I'm getting rid of this. All of these right here, I'm just not getting rid of anything except this. I never really liked their blushes in the Super Shock formula, so getting rid of that one. I have a tiny little blender that's not supposed to be in there either. So I have just a bunch of their ColourPop shadows. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I don't like their matte Super Shock shadows, so just keeping the shimmer ones. Gonna get rid of this one as well. These are mainly from collabs from like the Robbie Christie and Kathleen Lights. I have these that are from Kathleen Lights as well. These that are from the Hocus Pocus collab. They're the last one that they just came out with. So keeping all of these. I really like all these shades here. So, and then this is the Casey Holmes. Just talking down here real quick. This is a Physician Formula and Butter Collection in Casey Holmes. I actually really like this. I didn't really like the perfume. It was just, I don't know, there was a certain scent to it I just didn't like. But I love all this stuff, you guys. Obviously, it's not available anymore, but you guys can get these in your own, like, alone, like, separately. So I'm keeping that. I keep the majority of my collabs. Like, if I love the person, I keep my collabs. Even if they're, like, 10 years old. So since I kind of have more space in here, I'm going to throw my makeup removers in this drawer. Just all in the back. And then just my palettes here. that is all done, you guys. So the next one, I have a lot of other eyeshadow palettes in here. So this is my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. This is so beat up, like you guys can see. It is beat up from the inside as well. I love this palette, so obviously I'm not going to get rid of it. This is the Dream palette by Sigma and Beauty Bird collab. I haven't gotten much use out of it, but I do want to use it. I love these tones. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Very, very similar to the palettes I just showed you previously. But keeping this. This is a Kylie Cosmetics. Honestly, I'm going to get rid of this. I haven't used this in years. This is a Club Daddy palette. I believe they still have this in stock. I actually really enjoyed this. Super, super cute. Like, obviously very party club style. These are my Profusion pigments. I'm going to get rid of this one. I just never go for this. I do go for these two, though, pretty often. The Makeup Revolution, I didn't really like this. Not my favorite, so I'm going to get rid of this one. This is my blush palette. It's not supposed to be in here, but it is gorgeous. I'm keeping this, obviously. This, I've had it for over 10, almost 10 years. I think almost 10 years, yeah. So I'm just going to get rid of this. I never go for it. This is the Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit. I actually really like these. It's the, sorry, you guys can hear my kid. The Moonchild and the Aurora Glow Kits. I actually really like these. They're really colorful. So I'm keeping, you know what, I think I'm just going to part ways with these. I just don't go for them. I love them, but I just don't go for them, so I'm just going to part ways with them. This is my Beauty Bay and Nikki Tutorials collab. I love the size of these pans, and I love the color story. It's kind of like out of, I don't know, but I like this one, so. And then I have the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, which is more like summery. Obviously going to be using this more now that the summer is rolling around. And then this is the Makeup Geek and Manny MUA collab. This is super, super old, but I'm keeping this because it is his collab. The Modern Renaissance palette. I'm going to part ways with this because it's super old. And then I have the Larlie Nudie Patootie. Honestly, don't think I'm ever really going to use this, so I'm just going to give this away. Okay, so this is the 420 from Mel Cosmetics. I haven't gotten around to use this. This was a Christmas gift that I did with some girls on Twitter. We did like a Secret Santa type of thing with makeup. They gifted me this, and it's super pretty. I love the color story. I love, like, obviously, like, the weed flower plant on the thing. So I'm going to be using this, so I'm keeping this one. I have the Makeup Revolution Roxxaris Contour and Highlight Palette. This is her highlight palette. I actually should use this more often, and I'm going to put it in my other drawer just so I know I have this. And then I have the Profusion Pro Contour Palette. This reminds me a lot of the Kat Von D palette. Well, the KVD is not called Kat Von D, but obviously I haven't used it, so putting it in another drawer. This is a Desi and Katie Dose of Colors Francation palette. I obviously am not going to get rid of this. I still have it in the box. I have used it, but I still have it in the box. It's such a pretty palette. I used it pretty often. I love that blue shade right there. But I'm not getting rid of it because it is a collab. This is the Anastasia Riviera palette. I really love the shades in here, but I haven't gotten around to use it. But it is coming to be spring, so I'm going to try and use this. This is the first palette that Dose of Colors came out with. I'm not going to get rid of this just because it does have sentimental value. When I started my YouTube channel, this is like one of the first videos that had got a lot of views on it. So I really love this palette. It's such a gorgeous palette. So I'm not going to get rid of this. I have these Ofra Cosmetics. Honestly, I just never go for these. So I'm just going to get rid of these. And then I have the Daisy Marquez and BH Cosmetics. Honestly, I just kind of ruined it. Never really went for this palette. I have these other shades and so many other palettes. So I'm just going to get rid of. I did like that it like turned into like a little vanity, like a little mirror. But I just never went for it. So I'm going to give this away. I feel like my face has not changed at all. At all. That is all for my palettes. I actually got rid of a lot of good stuff, I think. So I'm actually pretty happy. So I'll throw this stuff back here. I feel like I got rid of a lot of stuff this time around. I usually tend to like hold on to my products, my eyeshadow palettes, so I'm just gonna leave these for now here. Okay, so I got rid of a lot of stuff actually. I got rid of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 eyeshadow palettes. So I think I did a pretty good job. Ready for the new year to bring in new products, obviously. So we're just gonna cut this one short here because the other products are mainly lip products, so I want to do that on its own video. It'll probably be 2 parts in that video as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click that bell so you're notified every single time I upload. I do upload 3 days a week. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Sorry, my chicken claws are so freaking weird. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.